How would you like to improve your health and keep your family safe? You're listening to the Healthy Home Hacks Podcast, where we firmly believe enjoying optimal health shouldn't be a luxury. Healthy Home Authorities and husband and wife team Ron and Lisa will help you create a home environment that will level up your health. It's time to hear from the experts. Listen in on honest conversations and gain the best tips and advice. If you're ready to dive in and improve your well-being and increase your energy, you're in the right place. All right, here are your hosts, bowel biologists, authors, media darlings, vicarious vegans, and avocado aficionados, Ron and Lisa Barris.
If tossing, turning, backaches, sinus issues, insomnia, and night sweats are ruining your quality of life, you don't want to miss today's show. Today, 60 million Americans suffer from allergies, and 20 million of those are allergic to dust mites, the number one cause of allergies in your home.
Yes, and consider that 1/3 of our lives are spent within the confines of a bedroom where bedding and pillows harbor all kinds of dust. The ew factor continues with studies from Ohio State University revealing that a typical used mattress may have 100,000 to 10 million dust mites inside. They also note that 10% of the weight of a 2-year-old pillow can be composed of dead mites and their droppings. To add fuel to the sleep fire, about 50 to 70 million Americans have sleep or wakefulness disorders, which are associated with a growing number of health problems, including heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, obesity, and certain cancers.
Fear not, friends. Today's guest has been focused on analyzing sleep for over 20 years. Of most importance to him is the impact of restorative sleep in terms of recovery from disease, prevention from disease, longevity, and performance. Jack Dell'Accio, CEO and founder of Essentia, has worked with some of the world's top athletes to optimize their recovery and performance. Jack has worked directly with health gurus, professional athletes, and teams in the NBA, NFL, MLS, and over 25% of active NHL players on creating healthy sleep performance.
Essentia's organic mattress has been recognized by several internationally renowned organizations, including the Mayo Clinic's Well Living Lab. Essentia has been named the #1 foam mattress by Consumer Reports for 7 consecutive years. Now, Jack is proud to present the results from a double-blind sleep study of professional athletes, which proves Essentia can extend the time spent in REM and deep sleep cycles by a whopping 20 to 60%.
Welcome to the show, Jack. Yes.
Hey guys, thank you for having me on here. It's great to see you guys. It's been a while, so thank you again.
Too long,
Too
Jack.
long. Last time on Suzanne Summers' show a while back. That was great.
That's
That was
right.
great. Yeah.
Shout out to Suzanne. Yes, may she rest in peace.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Jack. We are so thrilled to have you. And I want to just jump right in because sleep disorders, I mean, so many people suffer. You probably have the actual stat of how many people, it's just 50 to 70 million Americans, I guess, right, are having sleep issues. So can you tell us a little, take us back to the beginning. How did you start with your company? I know someone in your family was diagnosed with cancer, which kind of instigated this.
Yeah, I've been an entrepreneur. I've been involved in a lot of product development in my previous life in different companies. And when my family member was going through his own struggles with cancer, it just triggered after seeing so many health practitioners and trying to see what was the best solution for him and going through different treatments, seeing how compromised you are in health, how hypersensitive you become to certain components in your environment, we started trying to maintain a clean environment for him. But as we were doing that, my entrepreneurial side was kicking in and saying, well, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be better products. We were not finding the clean products that gave him the pressure redistribution, the pain relief that from the physical trauma as well. And so I started, researching and trying to figure out how to get it done. I was trying to understand the production of latex, production of polyurethane foams, which was the common product out there,
Mhm.
and tried to understand what each one of them makes them tick. And I, firm believer that everything that's synthetic has been made to mimic something natural.
Yeah.
So I kind of was trying to
Go
reverse
figure,
that
right?
and go
Isn't
back.
that?
Yeah. So in fact, that was my whole thing, because the foundation to all of it is we needed to be in a clean sleep environment. So the early, the start of Essentia was all about an organic space that didn't have any nesting grounds for dust mites and bed bugs and all the allergen triggers.
Mhm.
But at the same time, what was lacking is doing that with pressure redistribution and proper support, and that just it didn't exist. And in fact, today Essentia is the only one that makes this.
Mhm.
But that was the beginning of the journey, and as the years went by, in the early years, I started to have better understanding of the power of sleep,
Mm.
not just for comfort and pressure relief and a clean allergen-free environment, which sounds like a lot already, right?
Yeah.
But then beyond that was the impact on recovery, the impact on thriving.
Mhm.
And by 2009, I patented Nucors, which really was able to push us in a different direction and offering thermal regulation and offering, increased REM sleep, deep sleep. And that's the path I was set on by 2009. And today continued to just outdo ourselves in bringing the most effective sleep environment
Mm.
possible. So it's been quite a ride, but
Yeah,
we've
2009 is
accomplished
when
a
it
whole lot.
started? Wow.
2006 when it started.
Okay.
2009 is when we started touching on performance sleep.
Performance. Yeah, because that's
Wow.
what really singles you guys out from. There are now a lot of healthy organic mattresses out on the marketplace. However, you guys are really the only, I believe, natural memory foam. Well, you were the first for sure. The most natural organic memory foam. Maybe you still are.
Well,
And
we were still the only ones.
you're
Right
still.
now, you'll have some alternatives where they'll put some fillers in to
Mhm.
reduce some of the impact, and they'll have about 10%, 15% of the 20%
Mhm.
fillers, but the 80% is still a chemical-based product that's emitting.
Mm.
So what we've done is basically change the rules on how latex foam is made. So
Yeah.
ours is organic latex that has a pressure redistributing property. So the slow response is from our latex.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's the only one of its kind. Again, mimicked synthetically. So there are slow response chemical latex foams,
Uh-huh.
but we do it with organic latex foams.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people really, this is just such an important topic. I was in a thread the other day on Facebook. Someone asked for a mattress recommendation. Of course, I recommended you guys, and like, hey, do you guys know this was not a healthy group. This was just like your mainstream group. I said, hey, there's an organic memory foam mattress, and they're all going sleep number this and sleep number this. And I'm like, oh
Mhm.
my God. Like, we're not just talking about, and our listeners are pretty savvy at this point, but we're not just talking about the allergens and dust mites that we talked about at the top. We're talking about chemicals like flame retardants and fiberglass and topical treatments that might have PFAS. I mean, there are so many hidden pesticides and all the cotton if it's not organic and all of that. So your bed is a host to so many biological and chemical contaminants. And then people wake up and wonder why they have sinus issues and they feel like they've been hit by a train and they don't feel like restorative, like you're talking about.
Mhm.
So like,
Well,
yeah.
it's really just an interesting thing how people don't realize the impacts of this. And the further we've become along, we've identified these as stimulants. So
Mm.
basically, the toxins are stimulating your central nervous system.
Mm.
Allergies trigger, hyperactivity for your defense mechanisms
Mhm.
happening. So all these things, what we've identified is they actually stop you from getting deep sleep, stops you from getting extended time in REM sleep
Mhm.
and deep sleep cycles.
Mhm.
And what that does is an equivalent to a sleeping pill.
Mm.
You ever take a narcotic to go to sleep? We've all had those extreme moments where we've given it a try. You take a sleeping pill, knocks you out, but when you wake up in the morning, you still feel just as horrible.
Yeah.
You're groggy, you're not sleeping well, because
Right.
you didn't actually have true restorative sleep.
Oh, yeah.
You were just kind of knocked out for the night.
Yeah.
And that's what toxins do. That's what allergens do. That's what excessive heat does. So these are all stimulants that keep us out of the zone of having true impact.
Well, one quick question. Do you feel like when you are getting that really good restorative sleep, that REM sleep, that you need less sleep? Or is it still, do you still recommend the 8 hours or whatever the guidelines are?
Interestingly enough, and we saw this a whole lot specifically with our double-blind study last year, is that everyone's different.
Okay.
So the amount of time that you in total sleep that you need varies for every individual. The key is how much REM sleep and deep sleep that you can get. So while some people can log in 3 hours of REM and deep during 5 hours, others achieve it in 6, others achieve it in 7, others achieve it in 8.
Okay.
So we all vary that way. And then the key is how much more can we get out of that REM and deep? And we've seen people go from 3 hours to 4 hours, to as much as 4 hours now, and some achieve it in 6, some achieve it. So in a sense, if you're a person who's going to hit, if we can get you to 3 hours of REM and deep, and you achieve it in 5.5 hours, and if I extend you to 6 or 6.5 hours, but I haven't moved the needle on REM and deep, it's actually doesn't make a difference. However, if I add 15 minutes to it, well, that's impactful as well. When we're talking about REM and deep, every minute counts as much as restore. So every individual is slightly different, but on average, most people will need 7-8 hours to achieve that. But I have some athletes that have done it in 5.5 and logged in the proper amount of REM and deep. And that's equivalent for them.
You're right. So Jack, you've worked with a lot of professional athletes, and on the lighter side of things, which one of the athletes was the grumpiest that didn't sleep well?
Once converted, I got to tell you, they're all pretty happy.
Okay, that's good.
They're all sleeping on Essentia now.
Okay, and I was also curious with the double-blind study. So how does that work? Are there like 2 different hotel rooms, and you walk into one and it's Essentia, and the other one is the alternative?
No, it's ultimately it was a pretty long process, a 10-week study.
Oh wow!
Actually combined is 20 weeks, because we took the first 10 weeks as a baseline, the following 10 weeks where we swapped up their mattresses in their home, and what ended up happening is everyone thought they were getting Essentia, and 50% of them got Essentia, 50% didn't.
Nice.
Really interesting when you do a double-blind study is that everyone's in their top behavior. These are all pros. So all of their sleep routines were at their best. And we were able to see that all of their onsets of sleep were positive, no matter which mattress they had. So the light sleep cycles performed well on all mattresses. However, REM sleep and deep sleep, you can't consciously do that when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So that's when needles went off the charts. And that's where we had a 20 to 60% improvement was in REM sleep and deep sleep, something that you have zero control over. It's all about your environment.
Yeah.
It's all about the products that are stimulating you in your sleep environment.
Yeah.
What a great test. Okay. Yeah. So Jack, I got a question for you. Beyond latex organic foam is not a memory foam made from polyurethane, a petrochemical and a type of plastic, but rather GOLS, certified organic latex foam, a slow response organic latex foam. Can you explain Essentia's patented Beyond Latex organic foam and the health benefits?
Yes. So in fact, our Beyond Latex is that it's we don't like to call it a memory foam because that gets confusing, because memory foams are made out of polyurethane, chemical base. And in fact, what we've done is through essential oils and other organic additives, we've been able to change the response time of the different layers of foam. And in our core, our mattress cores will have a few different formulas all the way through to reach certain posture support, certain pressure redistribution. And all that is achieved through our organic formula, which we refer to as Beyond Latex, because it doesn't just behave as common old-fashioned regular latex, which is great, but just behaves as a spring, as a substitute for a spring. Ours, the layer substitutes a spring, but the top layers really replace the delicate comfort of a pillow top, which is not good for you because, one, the pillow top doesn't have enough density for support
Mm-hmm.
and durability.
Mm-hmm.
Ours, and we're the only ones who have this specific concept. If you want comfort, the only mattress provider can give comfort is by reducing density to give you a little more fluff. When you reduce density to get fluff, you're not getting support and you're not getting longevity.
Yeah.
Our formula allows us to add elasticity while maintaining very high density. We're about triple the density of an average mattress.
Mm-hmm.
So they're heavy,
I bet.
but
Yeah.
they feel kind of soft.
Yeah.
But soft would be the wrong word for it because they're so dense. It's just a high elasticity, contours your body. And that's what Beyond Latex is. We're doing what latex foam, what no one else has ever done before.
Yeah.
And we're getting the results with it.
That's amazing. I know everyone listening has had the whole like, okay, you get the mattress and maybe it has two sides and you get the hard side and you're like, oh, that's too hard. I feel like I'm Goldilocks right now. That's too firm. That's a little too firm, right? It feels like a cardboard. And then you flip it and you get the soft mattress and you're like, oh my God, there's no support, right? It just feels like you're sinking, just like what you're talking about. And yeah, I've experienced that and it's frustrating. And you get those bed sores, you're on this side and you're like, now I'm having aches. Oh, let me flip. And then you're tossing and turning all night. So yeah, this makes sense. And your foam, I want to explain to listeners too, and anyone tuning in new, latex, the latex that Jack's talking about and that's in their product is derived from a rubber tree. It's natural latex, not synthetic latex, right? So a lot of people think they have a latex allergy, but they're really allergic to the synthetic latex. Is that correct?
Actually, some are allergic to synthetic. Others are allergic to the natural proteins in latex. So that's one of the interesting things is that we eliminate all the proteins in the latex.
Oh, you
while
do?
We process it. Absolutely. And that's where we've also been tested by, there's a report on our product by Johns Hopkins, just because we want to make sure that's safe for children, infants, and anyone with allergies. So in fact, we eliminate all of the proteins in the processing.
Wow.
So yeah, that's we obsess over every little detail.
Wow, that's incredible. Right. It's the milk. It's the heaviest, whatever it's called, from the rubber tree, which is where the latex is extracted.
Yep.
I just want people to know that because then they hear latex and they think it's synthetic. And can you share with us some famous celebrities who sleep on Essentia? Spill the dirt.
Well, it's an interesting thing. We have so many of the top celebrities that unless I get their okay, I don't feel comfortable. But it's
hey, your publicist said we could ask that question. She's in trouble.
It's one of those interesting things. There are, some of the top and best, even the greatest Malibu homes today are getting Essentia mattresses.
I bet. Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the interesting things that's been a big thing with celebrities with us is oversized mattresses. We're making mattresses that are 10 feet by 10 feet by 2 feet thick.
So Shaquille O'Neal is your client.
Yeah. I just heard basketball players.
Surprisingly enough, we used to make the oversized for the NBA players. We've done a whole lot of them. But the NBA players, they typically get a mattress that would be maybe 7 feet by 8 feet. That would be a typical basketball player's oversized mattress. But we're making celebrity mattresses of 10 or 12
of course,
or 12 feet.
Oh my God.
And I'll tell you, they're not 10 feet tall.
Right. Yeah. That's funny. So
but it's been,
so you'll do custom mattresses for anybody who wants to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We make them frequently. And I've noticed that that's been a growing trend with us. The requests for oversized mattresses have been a weekly thing for us right now.
That's hilarious. I can see that. We sleep on a Cal King, and I'm like, yeah, once you go Cal King, you can't go back. But yeah, could I have even bigger? I think so. I like to sprawl out.
Give us what are the dimensions of a Cal King versus this 10 by 8 mattress you use? So what is the dimension?
So a Cal King is 72 by 84.
Okay.
And so we've made some 142
Like double.
by 96. So,
Wow.
that's
Wow,
the width, yes.
Well, when you have these big homes, like sometimes the master bedrooms are so massive, like a regular bed looks tiny in there anyway. It's almost like to scale. You almost need it even aesthetically, past designer in me pointing that out.
And I
for sure.
believe that that's the movement. It's
Yeah.
for the rooms to fill out the space.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, we patented a design that allows us to assemble them on site. So we're able
smart.
to bring in, a 500-600 pound mattress and assemble it on site, and makes it a lot easier to
like
follow
a
through.
prefab, like a prefab bed.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is so cool. Do you guys, I'm curious, do you have any contracts with hospitals or hotels? Because
we do lots of hotels, yes.
Lots of hotels. Ooh.
Well, we all, almost all MGM resorts
Oh,
have a wellness, at least 1 to 3 floors of wellness travel.
Ooh.
And we're the only
Gotta stay there.
mattress featured in all of those. So there's a whole lot of them in Vegas, but they're across the country as well. We've done hotels in Turtle Bay in Hawaii. Right now, we're in the process of doing a complete property. The whole building will be converted to Essentia in Dubai. So that's what a project that we're working on right now.
Literally, Jack, I will book MGM next time we go to Vegas, just
For
based
sure.
on that alone. Because I always say to Ron, I'm a very picky sleeper, and like everything has to be just right. It has to be dark.
Oh, yeah.
The bed better be comfortable. And I get so frustrated. I used to travel a lot, and when I traveled, I would be so frustrated when the bed was terrible. And I'd say, "You're a hotel. You have one job. Get a good sleep," right? That should be the number one most important thing. But you look at these hotels and they put so much money in unimportant things, right? Like the lobby, the aesthetics, all the bells and whistles. I mean, we went to one hotel, Brian, where they gave us a fish. Would you like a fish in your room? Would you like a goldfish?
Oh, right.
It's a cool hotel. They give you a fish bowl with a goldfish if you wanted for the night. And we did. We said, sure, we'll take the fish.
It did make a lot of sense.
I guess it's for people traveling alone who wanted a little companion. I don't know.
Exactly.
And that's great, but the bed needs to be comfortable. I mean, there's nothing more important in a hotel. And I think sometimes hotels they need to get back to basics with that.
Absolutely. Hey, well, Jack, we recently did a podcast on biohacking. It's actually episode 87. How is Essentia standing apart as the mattress for the biohacking community?
That's actually been something phenomenal for us right now. We've been embraced by the biohacking community. The father of biohacking, Dave Asprey, uses our mattress and
there's the celebrity. See, there you have a different kind of celebrity. You finally revealed a name, Jack. Thank you.
Well, but we've had a great relationship with him. Guys like Ben Greenfield, that basically are always talking about performance wellness and trying to fight against aging and anti-aging and longevity. And sleep is a huge component for longevity.
Yeah.
And so that's when it comes to the beauty of really hacking sleep is you get to do it with your eyes shut. You don't have to work at it. You're not getting on any exercise equipment. By really setting yourself in an Essentia environment, just optimizes sleep. And so we've been really well embraced by the biohacking community, but we get the results.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line is these are guys that wear Oura rings. They're constantly tracking their sleep. And the feedback from them is that we've improved their sleep. And it's a small community. Well, it's a growing community, but in a sense, it's a community that speaks about their results. And they've been sharing their results across whether it be social and at different events, and the words got around, and we've been considered the top biohacking mattress to date right now.
I love it. Well, speaking of biohacking, can you explain something that you guys use called activated quartz technology? And I know there's a lot of people listening, ladies who are having night sweats. Maybe they're in perimenopause or menopause, and that's a real issue for a lot of women. And what does that mean for the sleeper, this activated quartz?
So that dates back. We launched this a year ago. The actual development of this product has been a few years in the making. And the idea behind the quartz, it was originally for me to try to find a way to counter the effects of EMFs. because a lot of my pro athletes are on the younger side, and a lot of the sleep coaching, we try to have people really disconnect in their bedroom. And that was the one thing I noticed that the players resisted the most. And I get it. These guys are young individuals. They're separated from their friends and families at an early age. The only way they keep communicating with everyone is through their devices, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they get to bed at night, they're communicating with their friends and family. So staying disconnected doesn't make sense at 25 years old, right?
Yeah.
So I started to think about, is there a way that I can counter the impacts of EMFs through our mattresses, and understanding the slow wave cycles that organic products have, and how do we counter the erratic behavior of EMFs and signals? So the idea of bringing in, and I'm going to lead to the cooling part, but the idea of bringing in quartz was because we were able to quantify through a dark field microscopy that EMFs cause erratic behavior to your blood cells, and that our quartz was able to neutralize that and keep your blood cells behaving normally, allowing for better oxygen flow through the bloodstream.
Wow.
That was the core reason that I was introducing quartz into our latex formula. However, when we did this, we also realized the addition of this stone, this powdered stone in our formula, almost behaved as if you were sleeping on a flexible stone. What's a unique characteristic of a stone is it basically it eliminates heat. It doesn't hold on to heat.
Right.
So we already had a thermal regulating latex that allowed your body heat to escape. At the time pre-quartz, it was at a 7 degree over an 8-hour time lapse, which the continual process of cooling off is really important to hitting those key numbers in REM and deep sleep. And with the activated quartz, that went to 9 degrees. So it had a 2-degree shift.
Wow.
Just by having the quartz formula.
Wow. So it was it was a win-win-win-win-win.
It was a win-win. And the huge win is actually how your blood cells behave when exposed to erratic EMF. So people using Essentia with the activated quartz have the opportunity to, use their phones, stream their movies while not being negatively impacted by these erratic behavior of blood cells and download waves.
That's
Absolutely
fantastic. That's probably my favorite part of your mattresses. I just think, as bowel biologists, Ron and I have studied that. And of course, we have tips to mitigate, EMFs and reduce your exposure and turn off your devices. But you're right. The majority of people aren't doing that. But tell those athletes to at least put their phone on airplane mode when they go to sleep. That's still my tip.
Absolutely. And Jack, you did a beautiful job of talking about Essentia's EMF protection foam. But can you also explain why metal springs in particular, in a mattress can be harmful?
So that it comes down to how the movement of these waves come in. So if you can picture something that is a synthetic wave, something coming from information, from satellites, from everything that we're antennas, everything
Wi-Fi
that we're streaming, all that Wi-Fi, it doesn't show up in a linear or in a perfect wave. It comes very erratic from all directions and everywhere. And it bounces off everything and it impacts our bodies. However, when it bounces off a spring, what it does is it follows that cycle. It becomes as an antenna. So what you're doing is the spring becomes almost like a channeling device that brings it up towards your body. So you're getting almost like cones of EMFs running through EMFs again from Wi-Fi signals and all that. So again, it makes your blood cells behave even more erratic than you'd want it to have. So the springs is one of the first things to eliminate to try to control some of this erratic behavior. And then second is how do you get in a slow wave, harmonic wave that mimics nature,
right?
Your body can adapt to that and doesn't get interrupted by that.
That's a great point, Jack, because we're all semi-conductive, right? And our cells communicate at different levels. And unfortunately, much like a tuning fork, if our outside environment has a frequency from Wi-Fi or any device in our room, and we're picking it up because it's connected to the springs in our bed, it's affecting our cellular communication. And unfortunately, just like the tuning fork, if you ring one tuning fork and put it next to another, it starts to take that vibration with it. So they're both resonating at the new resonance, but you may not want to be resonating at that resonance that's connected to the spring in your bed, now affecting your health and affecting, how your brain is communicating with the rest of your body. So long story short, that can disrupt sleep, like, right? And also can affect our health. So well done.
Springs, the metal in the springs also distort the Earth's magnetic field. So we're very big proponents of no springs in your bed. It's funny when you get a bed mattress that has no springs, they're so heavy, like you said, so dense. That's right. Because they can't fill it up with emptiness, right? I mean, the junky mattresses that you see out there, it's just like springs, and then you get your polyurethane foam derived from petroleum, and then you get your toxic cover, and then you get it sprayed with some kind of topical treatment, and it's just the typical mattress is just so toxic. I wish people understood, like, you are investing in your health. You don't need to be a world-renowned celebrity to treat yourself to a great mattress. And I just think it's one of the best things that you can do for yourself.
And the feedback that we have is, it's even, we have certain things, like when we talk about EMFs, we work institutional, we work with biohackers, we work with people in the know. So everything we do is evidence-based. So through dark field microscopy, we're able to really demonstrate that this is real, this could be damaging, and here's a solution. But then beyond that, on just feedback from athletes and from our consumers, is they're sleeping better, they're feeling better, they're happier, more content with everything in their life, more focused on where they want to go. There's so many important qualities to having good sleep. And it's unfortunate not everyone realizes that, because again, those springs should be chucked out. Those polyurethane mattresses, this is a worthy investment. And it is a fraction of investment of a car. People are investing in all kinds of things, but but the sleep is truly, truly life-changing. Yeah.
One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and your family, because you're right. When you don't sleep good, you're irritable, you're snappy. It affects not just you, it affects everybody around you. And so my last question, can you explain to our listeners how understanding one's posture can help them choose the right mattress?
So posture is that's where I'm able to consult on the right mattress without them actually trying the mattress. One of the funniest examples I had with that was I was dealing with the owner of a sports team, and the owner of a sports team is basically.
Can you say which city, Jack? Can you say the city of the?
Ron wants names.
This was back in Montreal.
Okay,
and this was the owner of the Montreal Canadiens. And it was just funny because all of his players were sleeping on our mattress, and so was the coaching staff and the general manager, and he says, called me up and goes, well, let me get one of these as well. So how do I choose a mattress? And I said, well, to be honest with you, you don't choose the mattress. I choose the mattress for you.
That's like what was on the Seinfeld episode, the soup Nazi? Like he didn't give him soup and right? That was so funny.
No soup for you.
That's right.
But basically, as soon as I can identify the posture needs, that is what you need. So if you have a very pronounced lower back curve, for example, you need to get into the mattress more. So again, a conventional mattress, they'll tell you need us to have a softer mattress to fill that up. The problem with a soft mattress, there's no support, lack of density, leads to back pain. With our mattress, a pronounced lower back arch needs increased elasticity. So again, eliminate that negative space. And whereas someone who's got a flat lower back needs to sleep more on the mattress rather than in the mattress. So it's that posture that determines whether you're going to sink into a mattress or whether you're going to stay over the mattress. So a flat lower back really puts all of the density towards your lumbar area, and you'll go too deep into a mattress as it is. So the posture really determines what's the right support, and the right support should equal the right comfort as well. Because everyone thinks that, people like to say comfort is different for everyone, but it really isn't. If you're sleeping painless, proper pressure redistribution, a mattress has got to be comfortable to begin with. If it's not a comfortable mattress, you can't call it a mattress. So,
right.
So the comfort should be a non-topic, but support based on your posture is the key to having a comfortable and supportive sleep.
Right. And not so much are you a side sleeper, back sleeper, but more about your posture, would you say?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
that's interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because it's almost like the defense mechanism. You end up sleeping in different positions to counter the effects of bad support from your mattress.
Totally.
So when you're getting the right support from your mattress,
you
tend to not have to change those positions to counter the
Imagine
imbalance.
that, guys. No tossing and turning because of your little store. I would love to see this in hospitals. I can't imagine. And we're talking about the healing power of all of these components that you guys have put into making like what I think really is the world's best mattress. I mean, Ron and I love your mattress for so many reasons. And like, could you imagine people who are healing, have cancer, who are in the ICU, who need like ultra care? And what are they sleeping on? What are those mattresses? I mean, they have to be like terrible, right? Yeah, they go up and down. Yeah, they're automated, but the mattress itself has to be polyurethane foam, I'm sure. And how
the issue with the institutional side is that the main focus is not on long-term care. So it's being in a clean environment as far as germs and all that kind of stuff. So they have only all synthetic in most cases. They are anticipating that you're on a short stay. So, exposure to chemicals for a short stay is not as health not as much of a health risk as people when they get home and they're chronically exposed to these low level chemicals, and that has immediate impacts. But I do think that certain people in hospitals would benefit most, especially if they're there for a few days or a week. They would benefit the most of having a clean, toxin free environment. But that's kind of not in the cards these days.
Not in the cards. Maybe hospice and nursing homes too, if they can, since that is more long-term, like that would be great too.
Correct.
Yeah. Just a little shout out there. Wow, Jack, this was amazing. Is there anything else you want to leave with our listeners? Any final tips? And you don't just make mattresses, you have pillows and toppers, right? And pet beds.
Yes, we make the pillows all made out of the same material, all beyond latex. We make awesome pillows and toppers are corrective. Sometimes people are getting our toppers as a Band-Aid to cover up what they have. I do believe more so in the whole mattress because keeping it clean, keeping all the layers, but obviously the toppers have been very helpful for many people. We've also do some sheets as well, but we really only focus on performance knit sheets, always organic. Everything we touch is certified organic. But you know what? It's something that we've taken so much pride into that we've obsessed over every little detail. So there's not a vast selection of things because our main specialty is making the ultimate optimized sleep mattress.
Yeah,
well, you've done it, Jack.
That's perfect. I think
your vision and dream came true. Look at everyone benefiting from this.
I know. It's amazing. Yeah. Let your pain be your path. That's something we talk about a lot on the show. That's how we got into what we're doing today. I got sick from a toxic home, and sometimes these things that are your pain end up becoming, paths to help so many other people. So thank you for all the great things that you do to help so many people and really change the world of bedding. Jack, thank you so much for being with us today. Guys, you can learn more.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. You can learn more about Essentia's line of non-toxic bedding products at myessentia.com or check out their Rise and Thrive Essentia podcast.
Thanks for being with us today, friends. We'll have all the links in the show notes at ronalisa.com/podcast and join us in 2 weeks for another episode to get ready to up-level your health. Bye. See you, everyone. Thanks, Jack.
Bye, Jack.
This episode of the Healthy Home Hacks podcast has ended, but be sure to subscribe for more healthy living strategies and tactics to help you create the healthy home you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best content. See you on the next episode.